What's good, y'all? I'm sure just like a lot of you guys, on this Tuesday morning, I woke up, looked at my phone, and saw that James Harden has finally been traded, and it is in fact over to LA on the Clippers. I feel like this saga has been going on forever at this point. I feel like it's been pretty much known that James Harden only wants to go to the Clippers for forever at this point. So I'm just kind of happy that we can wash our hands with this and have it be done. And in this video, I wanted to talk about the trade, get all aspects of it. I'm going to talk about from the 76ers side, talk about it from the Clippers side, give grades, good or bad. I want to just give a reminder to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's take a look at the full deal. And here is the full trade. We have James Harden and PJ Tucker going over to the LA Clippers in exchange for Nick Batum, Robert Covington, Kenyon Martin Jr., Marcus Morris, and a bunch of picks, including 3 first-round picks and 2 seconds. I want to start by talking about this trade from the Clippers' perspective, considering they are the team that went out and got the all-star talent or the big name player in this trade. And right now, my instant reaction is to give them an A-. I pretty much like this trade for the Clippers in the grand scheme of things. They basically gave up 4 role players that were not really having the best year so far for an all-star caliber player in James Harden. Just last season, he averaged 20 and 10. There's not many players in the NBA that can give you 20 and 10 every night. What I really like about this trade, though, is the fact that they were able to pull it off without giving up Trey Mann, without giving up Norman Powell, without giving up Bones Highland. These 3 guys, I would think the 76ers would have interest in. Maybe they don't want, guards back, but I feel like those are the most valuable pieces they could have gotten back from the Clippers. I know the Clippers were standing strong on not giving up Trey Mann, not giving up Norman Powell. But the fact that they really were able to actually get the deal done without giving them up, that's very surprising to me. And then PJ Tucker being involved in this deal, I think is a really low-key part of it. I think a lot of people are going to overlook this, but PJ Tucker has been on championship caliber teams pretty much his entire career. He is a winner. He knows how to win. He knows how to do the little things that teams need, and he gets that done. So I think him coming over to the Clippers is a breath of fresh air. Also, he is one of those guys that will play all 82 games. He'll go in and out, give you 100% effort. So I really do like him coming over in this trade as well. And it gives the Clippers, they gave a lot of forwards away in this deal, but it still gives them something to fall back on. Once Trey Mann gets back, he'll probably be running some small forward off the bench for them, and then PJ Tucker being that power forward. They're still a little small at the forward position, especially considering it's probably going to be Kawhi at that starting power forward position. But still, they have some type of depth there, and PJ Tucker plays way bigger than what he actually is. I do have 2 little things, though, that I'm a little iffy about this trade for the Clippers. The first one is the fact that their top 3 players now are notorious for going down with injuries, and especially going down with injuries in the playoffs. The past few seasons, James Harden has been dealing with hamstring injuries when it comes down to the playoffs in both Philly and in Brooklyn. Obviously, just last season, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard both were out for the playoffs for the Clippers. So you kind of are putting a lot, you're really hedging your bets a lot on this, having your top 3 guys like that. But at the end of the day, they already had 2 of their main guys being super injury riddled, so you might as well just kind of double down on it. I guess that's kind of the perspective they're going with. Because don't get me wrong, if all 3 of these guys stay healthy and they still have Russell Westbrook, they still have those other pieces like Norman Powell, Bones, the pieces off their bench. If all of those guys stay healthy, yeah, this Clippers team is legit, but that's a big if. It's a big if they stay healthy. And my second little thing with this trade is the fact that I think Russ could, struggle a little bit now that James Harden is on the team, kind of struggle to impact the game positively. Right now he does a lot of their playmaking duties as their lead point guard. I assume James Harden, being one of the best playmakers in the league, is going to take that over. We already know from, the Lakers, the Clippers, he's been a little bit better, but Russ isn't too effective off the ball considering he can't really shoot that well. So what I really think he needs to hone in on with James Harden now on this team is increase his defense. I don't know how much that's going to work, but he's athletic, he's strong, he's a big 6'3" at that point guard position. So hopefully he can really hone in on the defensive side of the ball. His rebounding is going to be huge. I mentioned before that they're going to be a small team, especially in the forward positions. So having a great rebounder at the guard position like Russ is going to be huge. He's just kind of, I'm hoping that now that he's not the main ball handler all the time and not the main playmaker, that his value just doesn't tank. I need him to kind of figure out other parts of the game to latch onto and really be impactful that way. And he is a super versatile player, so I'm sure Russ can do it. It's just, seeing him in LA, or with the Lakers, I guess, because he's still in LA, but seeing him with the Lakers be so ineffective, I just pray he doesn't fall back into that hole. Then when it comes to draft capital, they gave up 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, and then 2 seconds. Nothing crazy. I'm kind of indifferent about this. You know, they gave up, you know, a decent amount, but they also got back a good player in James Harden. You know, it's nothing crazy. I do think this is overall a positive trade for the Clippers, and that's why I gave it an A-. Then for the 76ers, I'm giving them a B- for this, and honestly, the only reason that it is so high is because they can just wipe their hands done with this James Harden situation. The players that they got back of Nick Batum, Rocco, Marcus Morris, and KJ Martin, I don't really see them having too much of an impact on the 76ers team. I think Nick Batum is going to play some decent minutes for them and be, you know, that defensive forward that PJ Tucker was for them. I think Robert Covington could also step into that role as well. It really just depends on which one of them get their jump shot going faster, in my opinion, because neither of them are shooting well to start the season. But if they can get, you know, that three-point shot down and still give that consistent defense, you know, yeah, they could be a piece for the 76ers, but most of this is really just wiping their hands away with James Harden and getting that draft capital back. The main thing here is addition by subtraction. Shout out to Pee Wee to plug for that. But it's, you know, the fact that they are now letting Tyrese Maxey know this is your team, not your team because they have Joel Embiid, but this is your team as the point guard, as the lead guard. You are now going to be running our offense, bringing the ball up, looking to score, getting your teammates involved. All of this responsibility is now on you. We believe in you. And Tyrese Maxey has been showing up this season as well. I think averaging 30 points per game. He was Eastern Conference Player of the Week for Week 1. He is really killing the game, and I think the Sixers saw that and was like, you know what? We can deal with letting James Harden go, and Tyrese is now the guy. Also, every single player that they got in this trade are expiring contracts. So at the end of the season, if the, you know, things don't work out, none of them really played up to par, the 76ers can be like, all right, bet, go out into free agency. We're not re-signing you. And now they have a Supermax spot open, whether that's for Klay Thompson or Pascal Siakam, or there's not many other options because this free agency class is a little bit weak. But they still have options and they have open money. They got to bring back Tobias Harris. Maybe they can get him back. You know, they have options now. And then for the draft capital, I know I mentioned it's really nothing crazy for the Clippers perspective. But for the 76ers perspective, honestly, this is very good for James Harden on the last year of his contract. You know, he's kind of set up this narrative now around his name of the guy that just will come to your team. Things don't work out year 1. All right, trade me now. You know, so having him on his last deal and still getting back, you know, 2 first-round picks, a swap, and then those seconds, I think is honestly not bad, you know, for Daryl Morey. And at the end of the day, his hand was forced to do this trade, so that, you know, there's not much else he really could have done. There wasn't going to be, you know, like the Ben Simmons situation. There wasn't going to be another star out there to swap him out for. It was pretty much this. Let him be disgruntled or let him play. There's really no other option. Let me know what you guys think about this trade, though. Let me know who you think won. I'm definitely leaning more towards the Clippers side of this trade, the Clippers winning at least. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. In the description, there's links to all my social medias, so make sure you follow me on all those to keep up to date with me. Catch y'all.